So my plan is to go ahead and mix into the Big Six, mix into the G Bus Compressor first, right? And then we'll use our outside the box tools, and that's going to be mainly that Phoenix Audio Mark II, Q4, whatever, right? The preamp with the EQ, use that as my main outside the box mixing tool, along with the G Bus Compressor. And then we'll go to our plugins, usually the universal audio plugins on the mix bus, on the main stereo bus. And then from there, we'll start adjusting the EQs on the individual channels. And then we'll get deep into the weeds on the individual mixing channels inside the box. Originally, I recorded this track on the 500R8, right? I recorded and mixed this track and released this track all using the Cranborne Audio 500R8. I did a quick recording workflow comparison video last week. This week's all about the summing mix comparison. I did release the video. You can hear the finished track here. And I also include it later on for download. And then you can compare it to the finished track from the SSL Big Six. It's been a couple months, giving my ears quite a break from that track. So I'll be coming into it semi-fresh. Let's hear how it sounds real quick. So we're going to turn it on. I mean, I love the SSL Big Six G Bus Compressor because I can hear it. I never have any questions about what's happening. I hear it. And this is a question of which one do I like better. Do I like auto release? If the track has a beat, I generally prefer to keep the auto release off, even though I can't adjust the release time on it. It just feels like it gives it more of a groovy feel to it. When I put the auto release on, it kind of just seems to smooth everything out. So we're going to go with auto release off. So now it's time to set the levels on the master EQ, which is coming on the Phoenix Audio DRS Q4 Mark II. Bring in the EQ here. And I hear some low energy. Let me see if I can't get rid of some of that boxiness a little bit. Let's boost 130. Whoa. Boy, that's like that lifted the veil off, huh? 6K. Okay. So we boosted at 80, notched at 200, boosted at 6K, the whole mix here, and took down, boosted at 10K. Go ahead and set the master bus plugins. I have a little template I use. I'm going to leave the G Bus Compressor off. I have this Manly Bus Massive Passive Mastering Edition, the Manly Verimu here, and the ATR 102. So this one's a little tricky, right? Because I'm using my main bus here for the insert. Right, but I also want to hear what's coming from my DAW. I was thinking that it would be 15 and 16, but that's to record out. If I want to hear what's actually coming from my DAW, I have to use channel 15 and 16 inputs, which are coming from external 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the main here. And once I turn that off, I won't hear anything coming into my headphones. And instead, what I'm going to be seeing is here I've got my summing mix here. I'm gonna hit record. So this is, you can see this input coming in here, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn some monitoring on here. And then from here, my outputs, master track 1 and 2, I want to output 15 and 16, right? Which is not gonna go to my main. It's gonna go to my external 2 on the SSL Big Six. And then if I wanna hear that, if I wanna hear my external 2 on my headphones, then I've got to enable it here. And I've got to enable external 2 from USB 15 and 16. And then now I've got signal coming in from my DAW, right? So I'm using my main bus with the insert on it, but I'm listening to my DAW via external 2, USB 16. And I've got the only source enabled here on my monitor is the external 2. Hopefully that's not too confusing. See how we like the mix. See if we turn on the compressor, see what that sounds like. Actually makes it punch a little slappier, I think. Let's see what the bass. I think I'll turn the compressor on for both of these tracks. I think it just tightens them up a little bit. It's weird. I wasn't really expecting to be able to use the one knob compressors on Mixdown, but I'm feeling it on this one. Now we just have the compressors for the main lead track here. Let's see how it sounds. Yeah, that really pushes them up to the front there. Let's go through again. You're still feeling a little loud to me. You know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the high pass filter. Kind of filter those down a little bit. Let's turn on the EQ for these. Take out some of that low end. Okay, let's turn on the EQ for this. Bass. This is a shelf, and that's a bell, so they're not the exact same EQs here. These are both bells here, but I've actually activated the high pass filter. So let's try it again. That's the ARP. This is the matriarch here. Poke it out a little bit. Let's nine the chords. Gotta say, I love these solo, these post-fader, pre-fader listens or whatever these are. Kind of maybe get rid of some low-end energy on that one. I feel like I'm pretty close. At this point, you know, this is kind of where if I was doing like a real mix, I might bring in like a mix reference. But since this is kind of more, the reference is really going to be against the previous version of this mix on the 500R8. But I don't want to pull it up just yet because I'm going to have a tendency to then try to match what I did against the 500R8. And I don't, that point of this exercise isn't to try to match the 500R8 and what I did, but more about where the SSL Big Six can take me with this different kind of setup and workflow. You know, let's go ahead and I kept all the old plugins from the other Mixdown that I did. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what I did. Look, I got two sets of effects here. There's a Valhalla. Now, you know, keep in mind that, you know, when I originally mixed this, it probably took me a while to kind of tweak all those plugin settings. And so, you know, just coming in and turning them on. Though, you know, mostly it was just the studio it looked like, so maybe it didn't take that long. But yeah, I feel like I'm done with this track. I mean, I had planned to be here a little bit longer than this, so yeah, I'm kind of hesitant to shoot it out against the 500R8 version to see what that sounds like, because it seems like I didn't spend enough time mixing it. But maybe it really is just that fast. Okay, so let's go ahead and mix this down. Let's compare it to the 500R8 version.